This is Takanuva, more importantly, the incredible 2008 version of the character. In this video, let's discuss why this is one of the coolest Bionicle sets ever, and I'll show off some of the great pieces that come in this set, as well as how you can use them in your own creations. Oh, and if we're feeling a little cheeky, we'll finish things off with a few revamps of this character. So let's get stuck in. Mate, I loved the original Takanuva. Seeing the classic silver Nuva armor, but now in a beautiful shiny gold color. Oh man, that was the definition of cool back in 2003. It felt so special to have a golden armored Toa. And then learning about Takanuva's backstory in the Mask of Light movie that came out in the same year, Takanuva was my childhood favorite Bionicle character, and he's easily in my top 10 favorite characters today. But then, in 2008, they brought back all of the original Toa, and they decided for Takanuva they'd do something special. They'd give him a Titan form, and this time he'd have sick gunmetal armor. And in the story, he was given dual control over light and shadow. You know, I thought the gold armor was cool, but now he has a darker, edgier color scheme? Oh my gosh! Somehow LEGO made the coolest toy ever even cooler. I mean, look at him. A Midax Sky Blaster strapped onto his lower arm. Sweet new claws that have posable thumbs. He's also got this awesome looking power lance with 3 of these large swords on top. And look at all of these beautiful recolored gunmetal armor pieces. Oh, and also this mask. They found some nice ways to keep it similar to the original, but also change it up a little bit. Keep it stylish, keep it fresh. Now, despite his newfound size, Takanuva can still pose really, really well. It's some of the most stable and strong joints that we've ever seen on any LEGO Titan set. He's just really fun to pose and play with as well. I just think he's really cool. Now, let's check out the pieces that you get in this set. So all of these awesome posable joints, they use these ball joint pieces. You actually get 7 of them in this set, which is a really solid and healthy supply to get. Now, sure, yeah, you could use them for posable joints, sure. We've kind of spoken about that before in other videos. So let's find a different way that you could use these pieces. Maybe you could do what Poor Disadvantaged has done here on his mock called Silver Lining. This mighty blade looks so regal. It's amazing the amount of detail they've managed to pack in such a small space. But check out this handle. It's stacking a ton of these ball joint pieces together along an axle, and then in between each of these ball joints, they've placed one of these Ninjago face mask pieces. You know, the same ones that came on minifigures like Cole, for example. Now what a clever technique that is. It makes it look like the leather wrapping that you often see on the real thing. Yeah, what a great use of LEGO ball joints. It's a technique you could easily replicate yourself. Oh, and then the mock that wields this sword, such a cool character. And hey, I love how they've used these 2 Mask of Light pieces for shoulder armor. Maybe you could use these Takanuva masks that come on this set in a similar way. The masks look pretty close to being identical. It would look so good if you used these masks in place of these ones. Now, every single gunmetal piece that comes in this set is really, really good. The best one though has to be this recolored Takua mask. So originally, this came in a nice blue color on this Baraki set, but seeing it here in gunmetal, oh, it's something special. Moriak the Blood Usurper is a mock built by Deka Koridera, and they use this gunmetal mask here to craft this stunning and very menacing villain. You know, look at these rad spikes coming out of the back, that's awesome. Check out this staff as well. You know, it is delightful to see this mask actually being put on a character, because you know, it was only ever seen as armor on this set. So bringing it to life, giving it a body, there's something lovely about that. Joxon also uses this piece on a dungeon boss mock. Yeah, using it for leg armor, that's a good look. Plus it pairs so nicely with all of these other CCBS armor pieces in gunmetal. And you know, Hero Factory sets, they come with a lot of gunmetal parts. It's a pretty common color to have. So it's nice to know that all those Hero Factory pieces in your Bionicle collection could easily combine with these Bionicle pieces. It's gonna look really good. Takanuva's upper legs also use these cool pieces, and Max Howell uses them in a pretty similar way on this silly build here called Metal Gear Homo Rex. I mean, hey, if it worked well on the set for leg armor, why not just copy the same idea and translate it onto your own stuff? Like we can see here, it looks so good. Todoric also uses this piece on a mock called Sunsetter. You know, bending and layering heaps of these pieces together like this, it's awesome. It makes for some really great sci-fi armor. How wonderful, it's perfect for an alien-inspired mock. Now, the final gunmetal piece that we're going to be talking about today is this shield piece that's on Takanuva's torso. Fu Min very expertly uses this on this mock here, placing 2 of them to form like padded leg armor or kind of waist armor as well. That's just exceptional. And man, does it look good when it's surrounded by all sorts of other gunmetal pieces. And hey, the shoulder armor here also uses the Takua mask we were talking about before. The way they've integrated it looks quite nice. Heck, even the tips of these blades are using the exact same weapon pieces that come on Takanuva. What a dynamic effect to combine that onto another weapon piece. So cool. Yeah, while we're talking about these parts, you get 3 of them in this set. So what's another way you could use this part? Well, Ozcabot uses them on this vehicle that's called Barracuda Airspeeder. And what an effective way to use this piece. 2 swords on the front of the vehicle there. Yeah, I love how these nice and direct silver lines just blare out of the front. It really does do a lot for the design of this ship, especially because it has this cool mode where they can be bent backwards, and then that way the front weaponry is exposed a little bit more. I guess it's like a battle mode or a speed mode. It's fun. So next time you build a vehicle for your Bionicle characters, slap some of these on. It's gonna look really good. Okay, so that's the different ways that you can use the pieces that come in this set. What about if you wanted to revamp this character? Let's give you some ideas so that you can do exactly that. Starting off with a revamp made by Sergei Rakamanov. Yeah, this mock downsizes things a little bit, but I like that it also keeps elements of the original set in mind. Yeah, like the old mask, for example. And you know what, actually, studying all of the pieces that have been used here, I don't think this mock is using a single piece that actually comes on the original set. And that's such a good reminder, isn't it? Even if you don't own one of your favorite sets, that doesn't mean you can't still build the character with other pieces and have it look amazing like this does. Great idea to include a cape on Takanuva, that fits him very well. Plus this staff, one side being grey, the other side being gold, a bit of a representation of their power over light and shadow. Yeah, this revamp looks really, really good. Now up next is a true classic. This mock, I believe, was my school computer's wallpaper for ages because I loved it so much. This is Makuta Kaishu versus Takanuva by Shadrach. So we'll focus on Takanuva first. The subtle changes here, I quite like them. I think they do quite a lot for this revamp. Yeah, look at this new shoulder armor, for example. Angling that Nuva torso piece in gunmetal so it's facing upwards like that, it gives off this very sharp and pointed aesthetic. There's something about it that makes this armor feel so much more dynamic. I really like how that looks. Also changing the blades on this power staff that he's holding, that also has a much more dynamic look to it. If you're curious, by the way, these blade pieces are the same ones that came on the set Bittle. It's a very, very nice change. Now look at this giant Makuta mock. A 3-headed beast with tentacles everywhere? Wow. You know, why not make a villain for Takanuva to fight? An awesome standoff like this? Oh, it's the best thing ever. And hey, look at this awesome image of Takanuva riding this Makuta as well. Whether or not this is a companion for him or something for him to fight, both ideas are really cool and that'd be really fun to build. And finally, the mug bearer has built Shadow Takanuva. Yeah, hey, if you like the aesthetic of this set and you really want to lean a little bit more into the shadow side of things, why not build a somewhat evil Takanuva? Or at least one where he's been a little bit more consumed by his shadows. I mean, look at this wonderful brick-built mask design. Using system pieces to perfectly capture that iconic mask, great stuff. Also, this staff is really, really nice. The way it bends slightly as well, fantastic. This is a really great take on the character. So there you go. We got a cheeky peek at some incredible revamps of this mock. We also got a look at all the different pieces that come in this set and how you could use them. And we realized that, yeah, Takanuva is an awesome set. So if you enjoyed the mocks that I showcased in this video, be sure to check the links in the description below and see more from the builders that I showcased. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, guys. Happy building, and bye for now.